Another Dvar Torah from the Mordechai Shapiro Zatzal. We're going to start off with a story. Where Shapiro tells a story, which is so interesting, that one time there was a man in the shul. He was 30 years old, always full of zest and zeal. In Hebrew, you'd say chiyus and hislavus, enthusiasm.
What about Yiddish? Any term in Yiddish?
Yeah, no, help me out.
Geschmackheit.
Very good. And one day, Rabbi Shapiro comes to shul, and he sees that the man was not as geschmack as he usually is. So, Rabbi Shapiro asked him, knew what's going on. He said, Baruch Hashem, I have a splitting headache, a migraine. Okay, so why are you happy? Listen to the answer that this man tells Rabbi Shapiro. What a beautiful idea. I never had such a big headache before. When I hear other people talk about a migraine headache, a splitting headache, and I have to take medicine, and I have to go to bed from a headache, I can't really understand what he's going through. I can't feel the pain of this yid because I never experienced it before. Now that I have such a splitting headache that I'm going to go home soon, I'm going to die, I'm going to go home, and I'm going to take medicine and go straight to bed. I'm happy because I'm able to feel what the other yid is going through. And that's why I'm happy. Obviously, it goes without saying, he'd rather not get the headache, he'd rather not everybody else get the headache. But the point is, headaches exist. It's not going to go away. It does exist. And he was happy that at least he was able to understand and to know what somebody else is going through. You find this concept in the Torah, that the Torah tells us a lot of times to love gerim, to love converts, and not to insult them, not to do anything to chepper Yiddish, not to bother them. Why? You know what it's like to be a ger. You were gerim in Eretz Mitzrayim, in Egypt. But Atem Yadatem es nefesh hager. Ki gerim hayisim Eretz Mitzrayim, we read in the Parsha. You know what it's like. And therefore, there's a special idea not to do anything to bother gerim. Very interesting story, and I like how it fits into this Dvar Torah. That when you're able to understand what a person's going through, and you feel the pain, it's much easier to relate to the person. Thank you, Tzvi. And therefore, so that's why the Torah says plenty of times that you can appreciate this idea of being careful to make sure that you treat gerim and anybody who has like a harder time in life, because you experienced it. You might not realize that, but we all Jews have the neshama of those Jews that did experience it back then, and that's a great lesson that we all could learn to figure out and think about what somebody else is going through, and therefore you can relate to that person in a better way. Good Shabbos.